I bid you all good morning, good evening, and good night, wherever you may be watching this transmission. It is I, Mike Martins. I want to bring up very important articles that have been spurring up over the last couple of hours. We've had a incident, a climax, and a pullback. Now, I'm going to explain to you guys why, okay? Guys, don't forget to support me on Patreon. Do not join the channel here. I don't get anything from that, and do not buy anything on Teespring because I don't get rewarded with any of the money from that either. So don't, I'm going to get these removed as soon as possible. I'm trying to remove this join thing here. It goes to YouTube. Don't even join that. Support me here on Patreon. I just got another 2 new Patreon supporters today. Thank you so much, damn slacker, for joining. Okay, guys, Trump looking to put troops near Canadian border amid coronavirus fears. American government officials inside Donald Trump's White House are actively discussing putting troops near the Canadian border in light of the U.S. border security concerns around the new coronavirus update, sources tell. Now, I don't blame Donald Trump for doing this. Why? One, Canada's still flights coming in from China every day. And that's a huge issue because that's where the outbreak of the virus took place. Now, the other problem of the matter is Vancouver, Richmond, West Van, that is an autonomous region of China. I don't care what you want to sum it up as. It could say Canada, welcome to Canada. It could have Canadian flags everywhere. That area and parts of Toronto now, like huge chunks of land, are becoming autonomous regions of China. You cannot close the border to your own country. Do you understand? People will continue coming in from China on a regular basis. There's too much money parked in Canada. The average Canadian proper can't compete with the Chinese foreign investors, money launderers, criminals, whatever they want to be labeled as. We cannot compete with them. Okay? We got pushed out of all our big cities. We're not like America, where you get like 30 major cities, 10 major cities in some big states. Some small states, you get like 20, 30 major cities where you could easily pick up and relocate and start a new life. And all you have to do is get a job. But in Canada, it's not easy. It's very complicated in Canada. So I don't blame Donald Trump for putting troops on the American-Canadian border. I would myself, if I was the president of the United States. Because Canada is bringing in more infected people. That's just what's happening. Right? Canada can't close the border to China. They've deported tens of thousands of Portuguese in 2006, 7, and 8. Portuguese with kids born and raised in Canada and own homes. They picked them up at work and put them on an airplane in handcuffs and sent them back to Portugal. Like 47,000 Portuguese were deported in 2006, 7, and 8. Look it up while the articles are disappearing for some weird reason. So how is Canada going to close the border to its own country? It's not going to fly. Few people cross from Canada into the United States to an unofficial point each year, but the goal of the policy would be to help border guards detect irregular crossings, the sources said. Yeah. Hey, I don't blame them. If America doesn't want us in there, they don't want us in there, trust me. Canada in talks with the United States to avoid troops at the border, says. So Canada now is downscaling. In Washington, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says Canada in talks with the United States in hopes to avoiding the deployment of American soldiers along their shared border. Trudeau says in the best interest of both countries that the world's longest unmilitarized border remain that way. Canada and the United States have the longest unmilitarized border in the world and is very much both of our interests for it to remain that way, he said. The Prime Minister says Canada and the U.S. have been in discussions about this issue, but won't elaborate. However, Deputy Prime Minister Freeland stated that Canada is strongly opposed to the idea. Of course they are. Of course they are. First, we lost a major pipeline deal from Warren Buffett for $5 billion because of the rail blockades. Canadians sold out to the highest bidders. Look, Canada would be in a recession. Recession if it wasn't from money laundering. There you go. Canada would be in a recession if it wasn't for money laundering. So from 2011 to 2015, there is 41.2 billion, 200 billion dollars laundered through Canada. This didn't come from Italy. It didn't come from Portugal. They keep deporting Portuguese left and right, but it didn't come from Portugal. Where do you think this money came from? It says here, from China. It says right here. So, yeah, I don't think the governance has our best interests in heart. The infrastructure is put in place. The Europeans came, built the infrastructure, built what you see there, and then now it's here's the door, get lost. And that's what's happening in Canada. And I don't blame Canada for United States to close the border and put troops up on the border. You know what I'm saying? Canada urges U.S. not to put troops on the border. So Trump said that the U.S. has troops at the border, but then he said he would need to find out about that. He did suggest that he would deploy troops along the Canadian border to match what is being done on the Mexican border. Yeah, protect your country. Canada isn't. U.S. backs down after Canada slams proposal for American troops along border. Again, Ottawa and U.S. proposal to station troops across its border with Canada as a defense against the virus. A virus invasion appeared to be off the table on Thursday night. So last night, they took it off the table. But you know what? Canada strongly opposes U.S. Stationing troops near a shared border. I don't know why Canada would worry about that. It's on their territory. They're not doing it on Canadian territory. I don't know. You guys tell me what the deal is. Because you know what? It's gotten to the point where, what is Canada anymore? Seriously. Hey, if they want me out of here, no problem. At least instead of picking me up and throwing me on a plane and sending me to Portugal, let me sell my stuff and then I'll leave. Because that's what it's getting to right now. We sold out everything. So when you go to Vancouver, those big towers and all those condos and all those big things, a majority of it is Chinese owned. It's not by Canadians don't own anything. Huh. Not a single Canadian hire. Here you go. Oh, did they take it down? Did they take the article down? Oh, they took the article down. Oh, wow. So there was Canada, one of Canada's, yeah, it's gone. One of Canada's biggest mines in northern BC. Here it is. Yeah, BC mine hire only Chinese temporary workers for years. The biggest mine in British Columbia does not hire Canadians. And to work for this biggest mine that we have in northern BC, you must be fluent in Mandarin. So that's what's happened. And that's why if they want to close the border from US to Canada, it's their choice. And you know what? Canada should pipe down. Pipe it down. Because we sold our country out years ago. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks for watching.